Welcome back everyone to a brand new episode of the MMA Business Hour. Before we get into today's video, I want to remind everyone about this month's giveaway, a hand-signed 11x14 Donald Cerrone photo. It's a pretty sweet piece. It's authenticated by Pristine Auction, and all you have to do is like the video, leave a comment saying that you subscribed, and at the end of the month, if we're over 100 subscribers, I'm going to shoot this out to one of our lucky subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel, and stay with us. I have the best bets for UFC 283 coming at you. Alright, let's get right into today's video. We're going to discuss the best bets for UFC 283. I got a bunch of great ones. Stick around. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and comment down below so we can discuss what you guys think are the best bets on this fight card. Okay, my first bet, the one that I'm going to be laying some cash down, is Paul Craig money line at plus 150. The reason why, there's many reasons I like this bet. Mainly is Paul Craig's ability to get the fight to the ground. If he gets Johnny Walker to the ground, that's all she wrote. And what I also like about this fight is Johnny Walker has lost 4 out of his last 6 fights. And he's very similar to Charles Oliveira, where it seems like every time he gets hit flush, his equilibrium goes off and he's all sorts of out of it. But in that Jamahal fight, he got cracked on the forehead and he got launched into outer space. I mean, that was one of the scariest KOs I've seen in years. And I don't know how many more of those big shots Johnny Walker can take. And there's one reason why I didn't like the submission bet, is because there is a chance that if, say Paul Craig clips Johnny Walker, then if he takes him to the ground, he might finish him with punches or elbows. So I want to, play this one a little bit safer. You're already getting pretty great odds at plus 150. So Paul Craig is a winner of 4 out of his last 6 fights. So he's been fighting a lot better. And Johnny Walker, his last win was against Ion Kuntalaba, who seems to lose to everybody these days. So Johnny Walker still has a lot to prove. I mean, when he first popped on the scene, we thought he had a ton of potential, but he's kind of faded into obscurity a little bit. So we'll see how this fight goes. But for my money, at plus odds, it seems like a great bet for Paul Craig to get the victory. Make sure you stick to the money line, though. I think it's a little too risky to just lay the money down on submission, even though that's what Paul Craig is known for, is getting those submissions. He's got a submission win via armbar over Jamahal Hill, who's fighting for the vacant 205 belt on the very same card. So it doesn't make any sense to me for a guy who's lost 4 out of his last 6 to be the favorite to a guy like Paul Craig, who is significantly better on the ground. He's got such a great advantage. I mean, Johnny Walker is probably going to have the speed advantage and the power advantage on the feet, but all it's going to take is for him to overextend one time and for Paul Craig to get inside, lock those hands, and drag him down to the ground. And once he gets him on the ground, it's going to be tough sledding for Johnny Walker to get back up. So that's my first bet. Paul Craig, money line, plus 150. Another bet I really like for UFC 283 is a little parlay action between Glover Teixeira and Paul Craig. So we get 2 guys who are significantly better on the ground than their opponents. And this fight is coming in at plus 438. So you lay down $100 to win $438. Seems like pretty good odds to me. I love Paul Craig's chance of locking up a submission, and for Glover Teixeira to be an underdog in this fight makes 0 sense to me. So if you're getting both of those guys at plus odds, it seems like almost a no-brainer. I mean, you could even put down $20 on this, to get 4 extra money. I mean, it's a great bet. I think Glover Teixeira is going to be able to work his way inside. He's going to use his left jab and the right hand to get a little closer to his opponent, Jamahal Hill, and take him down to the ground. And if he's able to get Jamahal to the ground, it's pretty much over. I just can't see any scenario where Glover Teixeira takes this fight to the ground and Jamahal Hill is able to build a base and get back to his feet. The only way Teixeira is going to lose this fight is if he gets a little overzealous and he needs to keep those punches straight. If he loops a right hand, Jamahal Hill can come down the pipe and crack him and knock out Glover. But I don't foresee that happening. Glover's been working with Alex Pereira, the 185 champion, on his striking. So his striking is going to be immensely improved since his last few fights. So I love that bet. 100 to win around 400. You get two guys who I think have huge advantages on the ground. I love this bet. I'm laying down some cash on it. I'm not going to go huge on this bet, but I think, the $25 to $50 range is a nice little fun bet. All right, I got one more bet for you guys to wrap up this video. I'm going to go a crazy parlay. Okay, let's go all Brazilian fighters. Okay, so this bet is going to get you around between 7.5 and 8 times your money, depending on what sports book you fight. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick Davison Figueiredo. We're going to do Glover Teixeira, Jessica Andrade, Johnny Walker, and Gilbert Burns. So this fight's happening in Brazil. We haven't been there in a while. These guys are going to be super stoked. This is not a bet we bet the house on. This is just a little bit of a fun bet where I think, who knows what could happen. If we get a couple upsets, I think the biggest risk to this bet is the Johnny Walker fight. So if you could leave that Johnny Walker bet out of this, you're still going to get really good odds. You're going to get around 5.5 times your money. So I actually might even lean towards that bet instead. So let's go Figueiredo, Teixeira, Andrade, and Burns. 100 to win around 550. That sounds like a great bet to me. What do you guys think? What are your favorite bets for UFC 283? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue to bring you some of the best bets here on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next fight.